model. She unfortunately couldn't be here today. And my father, Mathana, who since I was a little girl always used to tell me, Baba, whatever you do, be proactive. And that has always resonated with me. My mother, Mariam, she's over there looking amazing in that pink scarf. I am convinced that that woman has made the world a better place. She works as a full-time volunteer at the mosque. And every Ramadan, the mosque opens their doors to the hungry. The ICD. And whether they are fasting, homeless, or whatever they may be, they open the doors to feed them. And my mom, almost every single day, while fasting, cooks for these people. Please give her a round of applause because I do not think she gets enough recognition. First, I would like to tell you a little about myself. I was born in Paterson, New Jersey, and when I was about 2 years old, my family moved to Syria. I lived there until I was 4. Then my father received a job in Michigan. We all moved our family to Dearborn. And when I came here, I did not know a word of English. And my kindergarten teacher, bless her, was so patient with me. And to be honest, I was a handful. I was placed in the ESL for the remainder of my elementary years. And I remember when the phone used to ring twice, Netta had to go downstairs for ESL help. But it had its perks. Every time I went to formal, I would receive bendy pencils or marshmallow peeps. But unfortunately, that left me feeling intellectually insecure. And I always felt like everyone in the room was smarter than me. But despite my insecurity, my passion has led me to work twice as hard. In undergrad, I majored in political science. I was fortunate enough to know what I wanted to do. I wanted a career in politics. So I created a timeline for myself. Graduate, finish my master's, work, and run for office. Simple as that. And I was so determined that I never gave myself a plan B. I knew what I wanted. And I had the feeling in the pit of my stomach that I was meant for more. So I never gave myself anything less. And I refused to give myself a plan B. I had plan A and plan A only. And if that didn't work, I would try again until I succeed. I always reminded myself that I was never here to settle, that I was here to be exceptional, which is one of the many reasons I decided to run for council. Over the years, I grew very attached to the city. And what I love most about this city are the relationships I build with people, with my friends, my neighbors, my teachers, my teachers, my teachers. And I say this 3 times because you are everything and more. You fed me knowledge, you raised me, you nurtured me. And when I said I can't do it, it's too hard, you said you can, you will, and it will be exceptional. To all the educators in here, you are the foundation of this community, and we owe everything to you. One thing you really validated was my anger and my activism, and you also helped me clean it up. I used to be unreasonably stubborn, I used to interrupt, and completely mute an opinion that is different than mine. But now, thanks to you, I listen. I realize listening is single-handedly the most powerful form of activism. I realize that it's okay to disagree, but as long as we understand each other, that's all that matters. Teachers, you taught me that activism is utterly fruitless if it does not include the narratives of the marginalized. And I knew if I ever wanted to effectively do politics, I must address the needs of the disenfranchised. Which is why I chose to focus on children and their wants and their needs. I remember growing up, I used to live across the street from McDonald's school. And every day after school, I would rush home, I would do my homework, and I would rush to the playground. And I love the monkey bars. I mean, I killed it at the monkey bars. I would get blisters in my hands, but that never stopped me, because it was so worth it. My childhood was the playgrounds. And I want these children to have the same experiences and one day develop these memories. But unfortunately, they can't if our swing sets are broken and our jungle gyms are rusted, and especially when they run a chance of developing a respiratory illness because of our poor air quality. A few weeks ago, I spoke to a resident in the South End, and he told me when he was younger, his mother would hang dry their clothes. And when he would smell them, they would have what they call the South End smell. Unfortunately, the smell of their laundry was the least of their worries. For years, air pollution has generated many illnesses, like asthma and cancer. And please note, this is happening in our community. And I had to ask, why don't they leave if the conditions are this bad? Is it because they're economically disadvantaged? What is the reason? And he looked at me and he said, this is our home. We cannot abandon it. We're going to fight for it. And I was completely taken by his words. And it made me realize how resilient my community is. And it made me so proud to know that their love and their loyalty to their homes is unconditional. And I thought to myself, this is my Dearborn. This is the spirit of Dearborn. And it really filled me with so many emotions. I was angry, I was sad, and it made me want to fight. And I promise you I will fight. I'll fight for our kids, for our safety, for our health, and most importantly, our homes. But I cannot do this without you. Because activism is futile without the collective. You know, I get asked this question a lot, almost every single day, and it's really hard for me to answer it. Neda, why are you running? Everyone wants to know this here. Why council? What's motivating you? I'm doing this for an 11-year-old girl named Neda, who had big dreams. And she was so brave. She used to tell her parents, I'm going to be president one day. And the older I got, I grew more cynical. And worst of all, I began to doubt myself. And I completely lost sight of this little girl. And one day I just felt her smacking me on the head, telling me, get up, what are you doing? This is not part of the plan. Don't let me down. And I'm not gonna let her down. And I know this whole time, during this campaign, she's gonna be standing on the side, watching. And every move I make and every word I utter, I want to make sure she's proud. She is my inspiration. She's my muse. And all of this is for her and for every little person that has big dreams. Thank you.